we have seen e-commerce and its types or business models. E-commerce is transaction-based commerce using internet, whereas technology-driven governance is e-governance. Although the two terms e-governance and e-government are often used in a similar manner, there is a difference between these two. E-government uses one-way communication protocol, whereas e-governance uses two-way communication protocol. The perspective of e-governance is the use of the technologies that help to govern and have to be governed. E-governance or electronic governance is the application of information and communication technology for delivering government services. It is the use of electronic means to promote good governance. The manual process, which could be tedious and crucial, can be transformed into electronic process by integrating ICT in it, that is information and communication technology in it. To get rid of manual process is the main objective of e-governance. The basic purpose of e-governance is to simplify the process for all, that is for government, for normal citizens and for business. In short, it is the use of electronic means to promote good governance. It indicates the implementation of information technology in the government process and functions so as to cause simple, moral, accessible, responsive and transparent government, that is smart government. Through e-governance, the government plans raise the coverage and quality of information and services provided to the general public with the help of ICT. E-governance helps in building trust between governments and citizens as essential factor in good governance by using internet-based strategies. E-government is nothing but delivering innovative public services for the citizens and businesses. Let's see some advantages or benefits of e-governance. First is reduced corruption. E-governance policies are used to provide the best services to the citizens by reducing corruption. Now the government have chosen to go online in departments such as custom, income tax, sales tax, property tax, which are the highly corrupt departments, and citizens have interface with these departments. All the e-governance applications focuses on a single objective, that is to reduce the corruption. Therefore, there is a great transparency in e-governance. Use of ICT, that is website or other software with which the process and the government offices fulfill will ensure transparency in the behavior of government employees and citizens. All the information would be made available on the internet. Nowadays, it is possible to get the information, even some certificates, with the help of government portals or website. Maharashtra government website, that is Aple Sarkar, will allow you to apply and get various certificates by using website login. No need to go physically anywhere. Therefore, it is convenient for the people to sit at home and do everything related to government. No need to go physically to any government office or sit on a bench or waiting desk or a waiting window. In this way, e-governance has increased the convenience, efficiency and speed of completing the task between common citizen and government. E-governance is the most transparent, convenient business model. There is no need of any third party agency or broker to complete your task. A common citizen can interact with any department of government using ICT tools and can get his job done online in such a way there is no need of third party involvement. A lot of government expenditures goes towards the cost of buying stationery for official purposes printed stationery which to be filled by the citizens as a requisition form. However, transforming every document in the form of soft copy will surely reduce the cost and a lot of paperwork. This will also save crores of money from the government's point of view. E-governance is beyond the scope of e-government. E-governance allows citizens direct participation in the constituents in political activities including e-democracy, e-voting, etc. Hence, the e-governance will cover government citizens' active participation in all the activities. E-governance is not just about government website or email, or it is not just about service delivery over the internet, but it gives varied departments information to the public. Depending upon the type of service, there are 4 types of e-governance. We will see types of e-governance as G2C, that is government to citizen, G2B, government to business, G2G, government to government, and G2E, that is government to employee. First, we will see government to citizen. The goal of G2C or e-governance is to offer variety of ICT services to citizens in an efficient and economical manner. It also focuses on strengthening the relationship between government and citizens using the technology. If it is properly developed and handled, then it is the best communication link between the government and citizen or private individuals. It is an easy way to complete the complicated task using G2C e-governance. G2C e-governance offers variety of services to the citizens like license or passport renewal, paying tax online, etc. But at the same time, it is problematic for the citizens who lack computing skills. G2B, that is government to business. It is non-commercial interaction between local and central government and commercial business sectors. It consists of many service exchanged between business sector and government. The main objective of G2B is to reduce difficulties for business and provide immediate information. E-government reduces costs and lowers the barriers of allowing companies to interact with the government, which reduces the time required for the business to conduct the transaction. Everything can be done with the click of mouse. G2B plays crucial but important role in business development. Examples are e-tender box, that is ETB, to replace electronic tender system, e-procurement program where suppliers of goods and services and government departments share the online platform to provide the low value goods and services, and e-tax filing where business entities can see their GST invoices and repay the tax amount to the government. Next one is government to government, that is G2G. It refers to the interaction between different government departments, organizations and agencies. In G2G, government departments can share the data within themselves using online communication. It provides safe and secure interrelationship between domestic and foreign governments. G2G can also refer to the interaction between two different state governments. Here you can see that Maharashtra government and Kerala government, they can also exchange the information within themselves using G2G type of e-governance. And the last type of e-governance is government to employee, that is G2E. It is the relationship between online tools, sources and articles that help to maintain the communication with the government and their employees. It is an internal part of government to government sector. G2E mainly aims to bring employees together and improvise their knowledge sharing. G2E sector provides human resources, training and development. G2E also provides online facilities to the employees like reviewing salary, payment record, applying for leave, checking the balance leaves, etc. Thus, we have seen 4 types of e-governance: G2C, G2B, G2E and G2G. Let's see some of the examples of e-governance. First one is e-Mitra, which is a project by Rajasthan government, and the objective of the project is to give e-platform for all the urban and rural citizens. Next one is Maha E-Seva Kendra, which is a project by Maharashtra government, and the main objective is to set up link between the district administration and the citizen for a smoother electronic delivery of services. Bhumi by Kerala government, and the main objective is to give land information in Kerala state. E-Seva, which is Andhra Pradesh government's project, and the main objective is citizen services through E-Seva using state-of-the-art technologies. And here there are few more e-governance services like MHT CET, which is conducted in Maharashtra as a common entrance test, then e-court service, then the Gyanadut service, which is run by Madhya Pradesh government, and the Akshaya Gateway of Opportunities by Kerala government. So these are few examples of e-governance projects which are currently running in India under Digital India project. If you really found this video informative, please press the like button and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you.